Hello students, standard 7th science term 2 lessons we are going to learn now. First, heat and temperature. First we see about temperature units. There are three units which are used to measure the temperature. So temperature measure பண்றதுக்கு we need three units always: degree Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Okay, in the case of degree Celsius, Celsius is written as degree. In the upward, we may see observe a small circle, right, which is nothing but a small O. It is not a small O, it's a degree. Okay, and C is nothing but a Celsius, and we should read as a degree, which means, for example, 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, it is read as 20 degrees Celsius, we know very well. Also, Celsius is known as or called as centigrade. Okay, in the case of Fahrenheit, we can measure a degree Fahrenheit. For example, 25 degree Fahrenheit. They are mentioned 25 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, in the case of Celsius and Fahrenheit, we mentioned a degree, right? But in the case of Kelvin, Kelvin is written as capital K. But for example, see here 100 K. It is read as 100 Kelvin, which means in the case of Kelvin, we should not say degree. Only in the case of Celsius and Fahrenheit only we should mention degree. Otherwise, in the case of Kelvin, we should not mention degree. ஓகேங்களா, செல்சியஸ்க்கும் ஃபாரன்ஹைட் மட்டும் தான் நம்ம டிகிரி டிகிரின்னு சொல்லுவோம். பட் கெல்வினுக்கு என்ன சொல்ல மாட்டோம், டிகிரின்னு சொல்ல மாட்டோம். The SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. ஓகே, ஜெனரலா நம்ம வந்து டெம்பரேச்சரை வந்து SI யூனிட்ல எப்படி சொல்லுவோம்னா Kelvin. சிம்பிள் வந்து கேபிட்டல் K. Well, you write as a Kelvin அப்படின்னு எழுதும்போது small k அப்படின்னு கூட நம்ம எழுதணும். But in the case of symbol, we should put capital K. Okay. Next, thermometer. To measure temperature, we need a thermometer, right? So, thermometer is the most common instrument to measure the temperature. We know very well. There are various kinds of thermometers, like glass tubes with a look thin or filled with some kind of liquid. And some kind of liquid is nothing but mercury. Okay, you may observe that black color lined off fill பண்ணிருப்பாங்க இந்த thermometer, the clinical thermometer. Based on that only we can measure a temperature. அந்த mercury வந்து rise ஆகுறதும் lower ஆகுறதும் depends upon the temperature, right? So அதை base பண்ணி தான் we can understand the temperature, which means we can analyze the changes in the case of temperature. Okay, mostly alcohol and mercury are used in the thermometers, which means as they remain in liquid form even with change of temperature in them. Although there is a change in the temperature, adala temperature changes irundhalum it's almost remains in liquid form. That's what we are using alcohol and mercury. A small change in the temperature causes change in volume of the liquid. Of course, we know ஒரு சின்ன changes நடக்குது அப்படின்னா in the case of liquid we may observe a change in volume. Okay, we measure this temperature by measuring expansion of the liquid in the thermometer. அதாவது நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி I have said அந்த mercury வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நார்மல் டெம்பரேச்சர்ல இருக்கு. ஸோ ஒரு டெம்பரேச்சர் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும் பொழுது வால்யூம் சேஞ்சஸ் அப்படின்றது என்னன்னா இட் ஸ்டார்ட் ரைசிங், ரைட்? டெம்பரேச்சர் வந்து ரைஸ் பண்ணி காமிக்கும். ஸோ அந்த கேசஸ் த எக்ஸ்பான்ஷன் ரைஸ் ஆகுறதுன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, which means expansion of a liquid. So based on that expansion only we can say how much degree, the 25 degree Celsius or 25 degree Fahrenheit or 100 degree K. So based on that expansion only we can say. Now, types of thermometers. There are different types of thermometers for measuring the temperatures. How? Air, our bodies, food and many other things. And nowadays we are using a laser digital type of thermometers, right? In our schools or colleges or anywhere. So now we are using digital based thermometers. Okay. They're commonly used as clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. You want to measure a body temperature, now we are using clinical thermometers. For food or any other things like samples, chemicals, laboratory thermometers. Okay, in the case of clinical thermometers, It is used to measure the temperature of a human body at home, at clinics or hospitals. Okay. நம்ம இந்த தெர்மோமீட்டர் எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றோம்? ஒரு நார்மல் ஹியூமன் பாடிக்கு மெஷர் பண்ணணும்னா we can use at home itself. We can measure, right? வீட்ல இருந்தே நம்ம டெம்பரேச்சர் பார்க்க முடியும். கிளினிக்ஸ்க்கு சின்ன சின்ன கிளினிக்கு போக முடியும். ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸையும் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோம். So all clinical thermometers have a kink that prevents the mercury from flowing back into the bulb when the thermometer is taken out of the patient's mouth. அதாவது இங்க ஒரு கிளிங்க்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இந்த கிங்க் எதுக்காக அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, நமக்கு they place, doctors or nurse place the thermometer in a mouth or armpit. உங்களுடைய உடம்புல வந்து வச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா ஹீட் உங்க பாடிக்குள்ள ஹீட் ஃப்ளோ ஆகும் இல்லைங்களா? ஸோ வந்து அதனால என்ன ஆகும்னா மெர்க்குரியோடைய அளவு வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும் பொழுது when they take out from your mouth, சடனா என்ன ஆகும்? மெர்க்குரி கீழே விழ முடியாது, சடனா ஃபால் ஆகக்கூடாதுன்றதுக்காக இந்த கிளிங் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ இந்த கிளிங் என்ன பண்ணும்னா ஃபார் such a time, கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு ஒரு கன்வீனியன்ட் டைம் அளவுக்கு அதை வந்து என்ன ஆகும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மெர்க்குரிய கீழே வராம அகெயின் அது ஃப்ளோ பேக் ஆகாம it will prevent, stay with that. இப்போ 90 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ்னா 90 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் ஒரு few minutes or மெயின்டைன் பண்றதுக்கு அந்த கிங்க் வந்து உதவியா இருக்கு. Okay, there are temperature scales or either side in the mercury. You may observe this. இங்க 0 இருக்கும், இங்க 20, இங்க வந்து டிகிரி செல்சியஸ், இங்க ஃபாரன்ஹைட்ல இருக்கும். So based upon the scale we will measure that. Okay, since the Fahrenheit scale is more sensitive than the Celsius, body temperature is measured in a Fahrenheit only. Yes, we can say that 94 degree Fahrenheit, 98.6 Fahrenheit. But in the case of Celsius, it indicates only 35 degrees Celsius to 37 degrees Celsius. So normal human body in the case of Celsius 37 degrees Celsius kulla da irukkanum. But in the case of Fahrenheit, we can say that the 94 degrees Fahrenheit to 98.6 Fahrenheit. So maximum 42 degrees Celsius வரைக்கும் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. So இந்த Fahrenheitல 108 degree Fahrenheit வரைக்கும் இருக்கும். So minimum 35 degreeல இருந்து 42 degree maximum Celsius. But in the case of Fahrenheit, 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Precautions. நம்ம clinical thermometer use பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா we need a precautions, right? Before we use that, we should wash that, because ஒரு patient வருவாங்க, திருப்பி அதே இன்னொரு patient வைக்கும்போது we can't use same one. ஒண்ணுதான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம், but we should wash before after use. So thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with an antiseptic solutions. ஒரு antiseptic solutions மூலமா we will just wipe that. இந்த ஏரியா வந்து வைப் பண்ணுவாங்க. அந்த பல்ப் இருக்க ஏரியா இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, இந்த பல்ப் சொல்லுவாங்க. This area is nothing but pulp. So in this area we should clean with antiseptic solution. We should clean that. Okay, jerk the thermometer a few times to bring the level of the mercury down. அதாவது first ஒரு பேஷண்ட்டுக்கு we measure the temperature, we just antiseptic solution clean பண்ணிட்டோம். Next another patient நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி we should jerk, we will shake that. Why we should jerk அப்படின்னா again mercury வந்து நம்ம கீழே கொண்டு வரும், ஒரு நார்மல் ரூம் டெம்பரேச்சருக்கு கொண்டு வரும். ரூம் டெம்பரேச்சருக்கு கொண்டு வரதுக்காக we should jerk the thermometer for few times. And next, before use, the mercury level should be below 35 degrees Celsius or 94 degree Fahrenheit, which means it is a minimum, right? So that's what we are jerking that. We are just shaking that. So next, don't hold thermometer by its bulb. If you are handling thermometer, நீங்க வந்து thermometer handle பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா டாப் கேஸா நம்ம குடிக்கணும். கீழே இருக்க பல்ப் இருக்கு பாத்தீங்களா, அதை நம்ம தொடக்கூடாது. So மேல இருக்கக்கூடிய டாப் பொசிஷனை நம்ம வந்து பிடிச்சி எடுக்கணும். We should hold that. Okay, keep the mercury level along your line of sight and then take the reading. Okay, patient உடைய mouth குள்ள we are placing the thermometer அப்படின்னா அந்த scalings இருக்கு பாத்தீங்களா, அதை பார்த்த மாதிரி தான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், ரீடிங்ஸ் இப்ப நம்ம பாக்குற மாதிரி தான் mercury லெவல் நமக்கு அப்பதான் தெரியும் எப்படி ரைஸ் ஆகுதுன்றத. சோ நம்ம ரீடிங்க பேஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், தெர்மோமீட்டரை வைக்கணும். So handle the thermometer with care, because அது ரொம்ப சென்சிட்டிவ். கீழே விழுந்தா it will break. So if it hits against some hard object, it may break, right? So that's why we should handle the thermometer with care. So don't place a thermometer in a hot flame or in a hot sun, which means thermometer வந்து hot flame or hot sun கிட்ட வச்சோம்னா temperature rise ஆகும். So next நம்ம patients கிட்ட யூஸ் பண்ணும் பொழுது நமக்கு wrong readings வர்றதுக்கான நிறைய chances இருக்கு. So we should never place a thermometer in a hot flame or in a hot sun. So these are all the basics. Next, we are going to see about the electricity. Okay. In the case of electricity, electric current, first we should read that. What is electric current? The flow of electric charges constitute an electric current, which means the electrons are flowing, right? Which is nothing but the electric charges. So, electric charges constitute flows. Flows அப்படிங்கும்போது இங்க நீங்க பாஸ் ஆகுதுங்களா அதான் flow. The flow of electric charges constitute an electric current. Electric charge தான் வந்து flow ஆகிறது மூலமா நமக்கு electric current வருது. So for an electrical appliance to work, electric current must flow through it. Electrical appliance அப்படின்னும் பொழுது we can say iron box, so water heaters, these are all the electrical appliances, right? So we need to charge our mobile phone, we need current. So electric current வந்து அதுல flow ஆகி நமக்கு என்ன பண்ணுது charge ஆகுது. Continuous electrons flow ஆகுறதுனால iron box வந்து heat contact ஆகுது. So based on this, electric appliances are all working. Okay, electric current is measured by the amount of electric charge. Here we are considering electric charges, right? So here amount of electric charge is moving per unit time at any point in the circuit. ஒரு circuit அப்படின்னும் பொழுது at unit time amount of electric charge எவ்வளவு மூவ் ஆகுது அப்படின்றத பேஸ் பண்ணி at a unit time, which means we can say t. Okay, unit அப்படின்னும்போது 1 அப்படிதானே சொல்லுவோம். So unit time at t at any point in the circuit. So the conventional system of for current is I. நம்ம current வந்து basically நம்ம symbol எப்படி சொல்லணும்னா I. So unit of electric current. In the case of unit of electric current, the SI unit for measuring an electric current is an ampere. You want to measure a current for a current, the SI unit is ampere. Yes, but நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய டிவைஸ் வந்து ammeter, but we are measuring current அப்படின்னா ammeter, but in the case of SI unit measuring for electric current னா ampere. So which is the flow of electric charge across the surface. See, this is a cross sectional area, which means it's crossing the surface, right, which is nothing but a electric charge across the surface at a rate of 1 coulomb per second. Okay, Q is nothing but a charge divided by time taken. Electric charge moving per unit time, right? We see, right, we saw this point. So electric charge is nothing but Q, and per unit time, per அப்படின்னும்போது divide symbol, unit time போது already I have told that is nothing but T. Okay, current I, Q charge and T time taken. For current, the unit is ampere and the symbol is capital A. And for charge, Q is nothing but a charge. Unit is what? SI unit is coulomb. Symbol is C. For time taken, T is nothing but a seconds. Symbol is S. So this is just C, current I, charge Q, time T. So these are all the basics. So I is equal to Q by T. In the case of electric current, which is nothing but the flow of electric charges, constitute an electric current. So we can say that the SI unit of electric current is ampere. The device we are measuring the electric current now, that is ammeter. Okay. In the case of conventional current and electron flow. In a conventional current, see here it is a battery, positive and negative. Here the positive charges direction, and here it is a conducting wire. Okay, this is a bulb. While we are using bulb, now just giving a battery, we are just observing whether it is glowing or not. Okay. Conventional current flow from the positive to the negative end. See, இங்க positive ல இருந்து negative க்கு என்ன ஆகுது? Flow ஆகுது current. see the arrow, the positive direction to negative direction. Okay. Which means the current conversion current is in the direction opposite to electron flow. அதாவது எலக்ட்ரான்றது நெகட்டிவ். ஸோ நெகட்டிவ்க்கு ஆப்போசிட் ஃப்ளோன்றது சொல்றாங்க. which means பாசிட்டிவ்ல இருந்து நெகட்டிவ்க்கு flow ஆகுது. that is nothing but a conventional current. But in the case of electron flow, we should remember this. See, here it is the positive and here it is negative. Here we know very well it is a conducting wire. But here the electric charges flow from the negative to the positive end. அதாவது இந்த electron sideல இருந்து negative sideல இருந்து positive sideக்கு என்ன ஆகுது? Electric charges pass ஆகுது. So before the discovery of electrons, scientists believed that the electric current consists of moving positive charges. அதாவது electrons இந்த negative charge அப்படின்னு கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி before that scientists எப்படி believe பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க? எப்படி அதை வந்து நம்பிட்டு இருந்தாங்க? Electric current வந்து consists of moving passive charges. Only positive charges மட்டும் தான் அவங்க கன்சிடர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. So after they have considered electrons இது negative இது positive னு கன்சிடர் பண்ணி electric flow and negative positive flow கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. So in the case of conventional current, positive charge is direction to negative charge, which means positive to negative end தான் current flow இருந்துச்சு. But in the case of electrons flow, electric charges flow எப்படி இருந்துச்சு? Negative to positive. Okay. So this is the difference between the conventional current and electron flow. And next, in the case of potential difference, symbol is V. Okay, potential difference, water always flows from higher to lower ground. See, in this case of hill stations or in the rivers, in the மாதிரி consider பண்ணும்போது தண்ணி மேல இருந்து கீழே போடுது, which means water falling down. Water falls and all you may observe. From upwards, the water falling down, right? Which means the upward, we are considering the potential energy is high. But when it falls down, there we are considering the potential is very low. Similarly, electric charge always flows from a point higher potential to lower potential. Based on this, இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிளா நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ணி electrons flow வையுமே நம்ம அப்படிதான் என்ன பண்றோம், கன்சிடர் பண்றோம். So an electric current can flow only when there is a potential difference. V is a symbol, or in the, some case we can say the potential difference PB. Okay, both are correct. Okay, the potential difference between 2 points in the circuit is the amount of energy needed to move one unit of electric charge from one point to another. Simple தான். ஒரு electric currentல ஒரு charge ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல இருந்து இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட்க்கு மூவ் ஆகிறதுக்கு it need energy. We know that very well. Amount of energy is needed, right? So that is nothing but potential difference. So இங்க இருந்து இந்த ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு மூவ் ஆகிறதுக்கு from this point to this point it wants to move now, it need energy, right? So such a cases 2 points are we are considering. So that is nothing but the potential difference. ஒரு current இங்க இருந்து இன்னொரு திசைக்கு போகணும் அப்படின்னா we are considering 2 points. So இங்க இருந்து இங்க பாஸ் ஆகணும் அப்படின்னா it need energy. அந்த energy இல்ல, அந்த 2 points we are considering now. That there we may assume, we can say that the potential difference. The best example is here. First, at the beginning, at the top stage, water at the top of a waterfall has more potential energy. At the base, the waterfall has less potential energy. So here we are finding a difference, right? If it is 5 and if it is 3, we can say 5 minus 3, 2. So that is nothing but a difference. We are finding a difference. Okay, unit of potential difference. In the case of SI unit of potential difference, volt. SI unit is volt, capital V. Potential difference between 2 points is measured by using a device called voltmeter. Okay, electric current அப்படின்னும் பொழுது நம்ம ammeter யூஸ் பண்றோம். But in the case of potential difference, we are using a device voltmeter to measure a potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so these are the very basics. We should remember always is we learned a potential difference, which is nothing but the amount of energy needed to move one unit of electric charge from one point to another point. And also we learned the unit for potential difference, which is nothing but a volt. And also the potential difference between 2 points is measured by the potential difference measure பண்றதுக்கு நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய டிவைஸோட நேம் voltmeter. So SI unit volt. So we can easily remember this. So based upon this example, we'll learn this. Now types of cells, primary cells and secondary cells. Okay, in our day-to-day life we are using remote cars or car, clocks, cell phones. So these are working, right, functioning based on batteries or cells. So we'll read about this. So based on the types or reusable or usable அப்படின்றத வச்சு single use அப்படின்னா once we can finish na தூக்கி தான் போட்டுருவோம். Reusable na again and again we can recharge it. Okay, so primary cell and secondary cell ன்றது based on that we classified, which is splitted that. Okay, primary cell, which is nothing but a dry cell commonly used in torches. It cannot be recharged after use. In the charge or remote and all, we can use every battery, right? So on the battery ஒரு வாட்டி தீர்ந்துடுச்சு அப்படின்னா we can't again use, right? Which means அதை நம்ம we'll throw it out. அதை நம்ம தூக்கி போட்டுடுவோம். ஏன்னா அதை நம்ம திரும்ப ரீசார்ஜ் பண்ண முடியாது. So only once we can use. Single use அவ்வளவுதான். In the case of secondary cells, generator and automobiles like car, bus, we use a batteries, right? And for cell phones and all secondary cells, how we I'm telling abdina again I can recharge, which means they can be recharged, reversed. Again I can reverse that energy. So lithium cylindrical cells, button cells, and alkane cells are other types that are in use. Okay, so this is a basic, and this is the difference in between the primary cells and secondary cells. Primary cells அப்படின்னா நம்ம recharge பண்ண முடியாது. Single use, only once we can use. But in the case of secondary cells, we can use again and again, which means we can be recharged. Okay, now we'll see the difference between that. The chemical reaction inside the primary cell is irreversible. Again, we can't recharge, but in the case of secondary cells, the chemical reaction inside the secondary cell is reversible, which means we can recharge. Same point mentioned in the second point, it cannot be recharged. In the case of secondary cell, it can be recharged. Primary cell, it cannot be recharged. Secondary cell, it can be recharged. Okay, examples of secondary cells have been about the lead accumulator, Edison accumulator, Nicholson accumulator. Okay, and secondary cells have been about examples: mobile phones, cameras, computers, emergency lines. Okay, primary cells, we can say the examples of Voltaic cells, Daniell cells, Lagrange cells, dry cells. These are all primary cells. Once அது வந்து finished, that's not working அப்படின்னா we can't use and again we should throw it out. Okay, primary cells examples அப்படின்னும் பொழுது we can say that remote batteries, toys batteries, clock batteries, these are all the examples. So we should remember this always. Now we learned primary cells, secondary cells, and difference between primary cells and secondary cells. Now we are going to see about the conductors and insulators. Conductor means which is nothing but whose atoms have electrons that are loosely bound or free electrons. Conductor அப்படின்னும்போது which is nothing but a material that is a good conductor, gives very little resistance to the flow of charged electron on the application of external voltage. அதாவது கண்டக்டர்ல கரண்ட் வந்து நல்லா pass ஆகும். It allows current electric charges to pass through them. In the case of conductor, that is nothing but a flow of charge. Flow of charge வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will allow in these cases, which means it is a good conductor. Current வந்து எங்க conduct பண்ணுதோ, which is nothing but a good conductor. So current conduct பண்றதுக்கு reason என்னன்னா it's having free electrons, loosely bound electrons. அதுதான் the reason. So loosely bound electrons, easy electrons can move and get. Right. So conductor offers less resistance to electrons. Resistance now opposes the current. இந்த வரக்கூடிய அந்த current வந்து oppose பண்றது ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கும் in the case of conductor. But in the case of insulator, it don't have enough free electrons, which means it is not a good conductor. Poor conductors. So insulator is a poor conductor and conductor is a good conductor. Why it is a poor conductor? Now, in this case, we don't have free electrons, which means it is tightly bonded. Okay, so which is nothing but a insulators. Insulators which gives very high resistance. See, it can't move freely, right? In the case of conductor, it simply can go and comes out. But in the case of insulators, getting if come down then again and again, just it is very tough, which means high resistance. Okay, resistance அப்படின்னும்போது we know தடுப்பு. ஸோ இங்க வந்து அதிகமா அது வந்து தடுக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இருக்கு. பட் இந்த கேஸ் ஆஃப் கண்டக்டர் ரொம்ப தடுப்பு ரொம்ப கம்மி. ஸோ ஈஸியா இது வந்து மூவ் ஆகும். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் அ பேசிக். You should remember this always. So conductor அப்படிங்கும்போது loosely bond electrons, which means here it passes electric charges through them. And in the case of insulators, it don't have a free electrons, which means tightly bonded electrons. And conductor is a good conductor, insulator is a poor conductor. Okay, here it consists what loosely bond electrons. That's what here we are getting. Easily we are getting a flow of charges. So these are the basic concept. We should remember this always. So these are the basic you should remember. And they through school they'll send you the material. So they'll send you the message when you should come up. And they will send you message. On message you should just come and collect your materials. So be safe, stay at home itself, and have a healthy foods. Thank you.